Finding Christmas gifts for Gifted Kid is really hard because most gifts out there on lists, the typical Gifted Kid will bore of in about a week. So for my 4-year-old, it's been rough. And now I'm throwing in my 1-year-old, who of course is blowing through developmental milestones quickly, as every kid does in that age. So a gift for her may not last that long either. So I found some solutions to those problems, which I will share with you while I'm sharing what I've got my kids for Christmas. Hi guys, I'm Kathleen Lewis. As I said, I have a 1-year-old who is almost 2. She'll be 2 in January. And I have a gifted 4-year-old. Now, the biggest key with giving gifts to the younger ages, so 0 through 3, and then any kid that's gifted, is finding something that is open-ended. So open-end toys are always a great option. So that's my first tip for you. The second tip is to find something that will grow with your child. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Okay, let's start with my daughter's gifts. One of our favorite things to give our kids that has a lot of longevity to it is a book. And this year, my daughter's getting one from the series The Story Orchestra. Yes, this series is rated for ages 5+, and she's just about 2. But the reason I'm giving this to her is we have another one that is Sleeping Beauty. And this summer, she fell in love with it because it has music in here, and she loves music. So there's buttons here, and I don't have the tadpole, but there's buttons here that the kids can press and hear excerpts from the classical piece. And along with that, you have the amazing story of Swan Lake with beautiful pictures in here. And my daughter really, really loves books with amazing art in it and loves books in general. Plus, she also loves to dance. She's been watching YouTube videos on ballet and trying to mimic them. So this falls in line with all those interests. A book, music that she can listen to, and then we can turn on the Swan Lake Ballet and she can try to mimic that and be a ballerina for herself. As I said, longevity as she grows older. There's great discussion questions back here, talking about what each piece is doing and portraying, and then there's a little bit of a biography on Tchaikovsky back here as well. So definitely a book that can grow with your kids. The other type of gift we like to give our kids is something to do with their hands, something interactive, fine motor or gross motor, just getting them to engage. So for our daughter, this is actually self-preservation for me. There have been a lot of fights in our house over this particular item, so she's getting her own, and that is a package of kinetic sand. Our kids love this, playing with it, molding it, making cookies out of it, doing a construction site, an ocean theme. I have all sorts of toys that I mix in with their play. So my daughter is going to love this, and yeah, probably be very territorial once I put it in her own container. Of course, I like to get my kids something that is just pure fun, something that I know they would really, really, really enjoy. So I had something picked out from my daughter, but then I went shopping for Christmas stocking stuffers, which is in this bag over here. And I came across this, and she very politely but very insistently said, please, 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 asking me for this thing. So she picked out her own Christmas gift this year, and that is this fun purse with cell phone. I think it's a cell phone that she's obsessed with. It has buttons, it makes noise. I don't know if she's gonna like the purse as much. She likes carrying things around, so probably, but the cell phone is what she's particularly obsessed with. And I really don't like having toys that make noise in my house or things that are cheap plastic like this, but it's Christmas and I know my daughter will get a huge thrill out of having this. Okay, on to my son. As I said, we like getting books for our kids, but one of the hang-ups when you have a gifted kid is most books they fly through and then don't want to go back to because they're bored with it. So that's a little bit hard if you want longevity. You have to go very specifically for quality. Now, my son also is obsessed with astronomy. He has been for over a year. So I got this book here really cheap on Amazon last spring because I know I wanted to give this to him eventually. It has won multiple awards, and it is a really amazing non-fictional account of everything having to do with the space race, everything having to do with going to the moon, jet propulsion problems, math problems to figure out how to land them on the moon. There's biographies in here. There's talks about what it takes to return the people to the earth, life support. So yeah, it's amazing pictures, very detailed, very thick. And then towards the end, it has a play-by-play of the Apollo 11 mission. I originally thought I'd have to wait a few more years to give this to him, but let's just say that the stuff he's been consuming for space lately definitely is on par with this. So I know he will love this. It'll probably be a book that we get a lot of mileage out of for years, and of course is educational. As I said earlier, one of the best things you can do for a gifted kid is to give them something open-ended, particularly if they love building something. I stumbled across these plastic connects at Goodwill for $5. So I thought, why not? This year, yeah, they're rated for like 7 or 8 age kids, but my son can do it. He's capable of it, following instructions and everything. So in addition to that, I got this other kit from Amazon, which includes things like excavators and helicopters and Tyrannosaurus Rex. So between these two, he'll have hours of exploring. Okay, the last big gift from my son, and this one I'm kind of excited about. It again follows his interests and something that I think he will have a lot of fun doing. So a little bit of a story here. I have been trying to get my son to watch the Pixar movie Cars since he was 3, but he had been telling me, no, mommy, that is scary. And I have no idea where he got the idea that Cars was a scary movie. But he had been telling me, and sticking to his guns, I can watch that when I'm 4. When I'm 4, it won't be scary anymore. So when he turned 4 this summer, we turned it on, we watched that. He is now in love with the movie Cars. So much so that he wants to know all about engines, about racing. We took him to his first NASCAR race this fall. He really loves it. He spends a lot of time with cars playing as well. Add on top of that, my husband's a mechanical engineer, and my son really loves getting into the why of how things work. So this is a great bonding gift right here. The Discovery Mind Blown engine. This is an engine that my husband will be able to build with my son. There's instructions in here, and it actually moves and works. It does not use fuel. I think it's battery operated, but it is clear, and it will help Steven see how a engine works. You can see all of the workings in there. There's over 100 pieces, and there is a step-by-step DIY instruction booklet. So yeah, my mechanical engineer husband can sit down and do this project with my son for a long time, and yeah, I think there's loads and loads of fun right here. Okay, as I said, we also do stocking stuffers. Now, there's a bit of tradition here with the way we do stocking stuffers. This was started by my mom when I was a kid. One of the very first things she put in our stocking was chocolate. So that is what we've got here, some chocolate kisses to go in our stockings. And while I'm talking about chocolate, I think that's the perfect opportunity for me to stop and have a little chocolate for myself. Now, while I'm having this chocolate break, I'm going to ask you to bump that like button if you've been enjoying this video. So yes, chocolate was always one of the things my mom put in my stocking growing up, that and an orange, just something fun. But there was something else she put in our stocking that was a big tradition, because in our house, we were not allowed to open our Christmas gifts until my parents were awake, but she knew that kids love to get up early and we're so excited about Christmas morning. So she compromised and let us open our stockings first whenever we got up. And that was usually before my parents wanted to, so we could explore our stockings plus get our own breakfast with instant oatmeal. And that was a treat because we did not have instant oatmeal all that much. So Christmas morning, we would open our stockings first thing when we got up, get our instant oatmeal, go to the coffee pot with a coffee maker, pour in water, hit the button to heat it up, and then make ourselves some instant oatmeal for breakfast. Something easy that 6-year-olds can do. So I'm continuing that tradition with my kids. Obviously, my 1-year-old won't be able to do it. My son, maybe. I'll have to see our Keurig if that works, but that's a tradition that I want to keep going. Now, yes, there's a lot of sweets here. So my mom had one more tradition that we, even into high school and college, would ask my mom, what happened to this year? Why did you not give us toothbrushes? It was just something else fun that she threw in there as a reminder that, yeah, you need to change your toothbrush. But I'm going a bit beyond, because for Christmas this year, my son is getting a motorized toothbrush, which I don't normally get for him. So he'll like that. My daughter's not old enough to be able to appreciate that yet, so she just gets the standard 2-year-old ones. But it's a tradition from my mom that I'm gonna keep going. So I'm curious, does your family have any quirky traditions for stocking stuffers, like instant oatmeal or toothbrushes? Drop that down below in the comments. I'd be really interested in hearing that. A tradition that I'm going to start with my kids is chapstick. They've recently discovered chapstick, so yeah, they'll be getting their own this year. And then, of course, in the stockings are going to be some fun things. Now, my daughter, I hit the cheap dollar spot at Target, found her this really cute baking set, which she does not have for her play kitchen. So these are just some baking utensils that she can use with play. And then I also have some elastic bracelets for her because she is really, really into dress up and trying to mimic me in my jewelry and getting ready in the morning and everything. Okay, for my son, I mentioned he is fanatical about race cars right now. So when I saw a NASCAR matchbox, I had to get that at Target. And then they also had a Lightning McQueen matchbox. I think this cheap $4 gift might be the best Christmas present of the year. Just a guess though. So yeah, last bit of the stocking stuffers right here. So that's all I've got, guys. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. I'm telling you, Dove Molten Lava Chocolate is really, really amazing.